Hey there, real quick before we begin, you're about to watch a live stream, which means you're really kind of behind the scenes here because these lessons are usually watched in the archives, but you're here for the live taping of them. So if we mess up really bad, we're probably going to chop that out, but you're going to get to see all of our bloopers and mistakes. We'll also chop this off, so no one is going to see this part of the lesson but you. And because you're behind the scenes, you're probably going to ignore my instructions when I say, like, pause the video and go practice or whatever. You can if you want. It's just that everyone in the chat room then will be in different places in the video. That's fine. When you want to join us live again, go down to the bottom of the video, click on the live button, and that should take you straight to where we actually are now. So now here comes the part for everybody else. I'm really glad you're with us. The archives are fine, but my favorite is talking to you live. So see you in the chat room. Welcome back to KidsLearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and as you can tell from the countdown clock here, the lesson is about to begin. If this is your first time playing piano, welcome. I'm very excited for you. You're going to do great. Hopefully you already received from us the welcome packet in the mail, and maybe you even got started on the Absolute Beginners video pack to teach you the names of the notes and things like that. But if not, that's fine. You'll do great. I'll show you how to play all the notes. And if I'm going too fast for you, you can always pause the video or rewind it and go over the more difficult parts. You can always pause the video or rewind it and go over the more difficult parts. And even if you only learn a little bit of this song and you don't learn the whole thing, you'll still learn enough to help you build skills so you can learn other songs faster in the future. So jump in, give it a try. You're bound to end up at least a little bit better than you even are right now. Throughout the lesson, I may refer to Kloppel Academy, and you can check out that link on the website if you want. Basically, it's a program that takes you all the way from learning the names of the notes, the very beginning, through 12 levels of classical and jazz music, through all the skills that you would need to become a professional pianist. So you would learn all the same stuff that you would learn if you're taking regular traditional piano lessons, probably plus a little bit more, but it takes about 5 to 10 years to complete. So you can just try out the first level, see if it's the kind of thing that you like, or if you just care about today's lesson and learning this song, then just ignore all those references and focus on today's lesson. If you're watching this at LearnPianoLive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video. The MP3 is a play-along track that you can use to practice more after the lesson, but a lot of students like to print out the PDF right now so they have it during the lesson. Careful, it could be up to like 30 pages, so just find the couple pages that you want and print those out. If you decide not to, that's fine. I'll show you all of the notes on screen as we go through it. And we will be going through 5 different levels of this song that all use the same play-along track. So even if you've never played piano before, you'll still be able to do level 1. And then as we go through level 2, 3, 4, and 5, then when we use that same play-along track, you just keep playing your same version. If you're watching this lesson in the archives and you have a question during the lesson, then feel free to click on that survey button. And at the end of the survey, there's a place for you to ask your question, and I will do my best to get back to you with the answer to that question. But if you're with us live as we're recording this today, then feel free to click on that chat button, and you can talk with all the other students who are logged in during the live lesson. And if you have a question about the lesson, then you can just go ahead and type that into the box that says, Ask Jamin a question, and we will do our best to answer that question live in the lesson. All right, I think that's the end of the boring stuff. I'm ready to learn a song. Stay tuned at the end of the lesson and I'll show you how to win more points and earn more prizes next week. But for right now, let's get this party started. Hey there, real quick before we begin. All right, the song today is... That's it. That's the whole entire song. If it looks scary, don't worry. I'll show you every single note. It's only like, 17 notes long or something like that. I'll show you how to do it. First, I want to introduce to you Kloppel, our ever perpetually, there we go, impatient penguin.
Hey, buddy, we'll get moving on the lesson. Also, I want to show you real quick some good news and some bad news about this song. So you probably already saw actually both of them. The good news is that it's really, really short. So if you just learn 17 notes in a row, then you can do the whole entire song. The bad news is it actually spans it. Well, first of all, it's kind of fast. And then also it spans a really big territory. This might be like the biggest area of the piano we've ever used in any song before, but I still think you can do this. Let me at least show you the first note before you give up on this song. Try the first note here. It's gonna be a G. So let me zoom in here and show you the letters. So this is a G. The reason that I know it's a G is if you take any group of 3 black notes, like those ones right there, those ones right there. As long as you don't pick a group of 2, don't pick a group of 2. Pick any group of 3 black notes and take the middle note and drag it slightly to the left, and you'll land on a G every single time. I promise. Group of 3, middle note, drag it slightly to the left, and you'll land on a G. You're already playing this song if you play a G. Doesn't matter which G you pick. I'm going to pick a low one because we got to go up so high. I want to start out kind of lowish. So I'm going to take this group of 3, take the middle note, drag it slightly to the left, land on a white note. This is going to be a G, and that is our first note right there. Then we're going to go from there up to there. Now, I will point out that if you are not in the archives, you're watching this live, this first line on level 1, this is just for people who've been here before and done a lot of lessons with us. This line right here is not correct. It is this line right here. That's the correct first line. But if you're in the archives, then those two look exactly the same, so don't even worry about it. But right here, starting with G, we're gonna go from there up. Now, good news, G is the last note in the musical alphabet. So the very next note starts back over again. That one's an A. So this one's a G. This is not an H. Unless you're in Germany, maybe, then it would be an H. But this one's going to be an A. Then the next one's going to be a B. And that's going to be a C. So G, A, B, C. And that's how we're going to find our second note that we need. It's that one right there. Don't play the ones in between. Just a G and then a C. And you're going to say out loud the words, I can't. I can't. Try it. You could do this. G, you got the first note, and then just skip over 2 notes. And that's a C. And you say can't. All right. And then you just need one more note. Trust me. One more note. Get the first 3 notes with me. It's an E. So you can either count up using the alphabet. You go A, B, C, D, E, and find the E, or you can just start on that first note that we started on, G, skip over 2 notes, and then skip over 1 note. And then you've got the G and the C and the E. Yeah, cool. So if you got the G and the C and the E, then you're just gonna repeat those exact same notes, but what we call 1 octave higher than that. So we're gonna play G, C, E, and then we're gonna play G, C, E again, but the higher version. So this G and this C and this E. You don't have to hold them all down at the same time. You can play it 1 note at a time. G, C, E, like that. But it does repeat this pattern right here, right up here. And then we'll only have 1 note left after that, and it's a G. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna pretend like we're gonna play this thing 3 times. By the way, in case you wonder, here it is, here's the proof, G, C, E, and then a higher version of G, C, E. They're all going up, so up and up and up and up and up and up. Don't play G, C, E, G, C, E. You're gonna play G, C, E, G, C, E, so you keep on moving. That's the first 6 notes, and you're almost done with that whole entire first line. So we have G, C, E, G, C, E, and it'll probably take some practice to get that much down. If you can't play it as fast as me right now, that means you're a normal human being. So make sure you pause the video, practice what you need to practice, and then come back to us. But let's try playing these first 6 notes once you think you have it down. G, C, E, G, C, E, and we're gonna say, I can't believe that I, because that's the words. Ready? Everyone together, on your mark, get set, go. I can't believe that I. Yeah. Okay, now like I said, we're gonna pretend like we're gonna go again. So we're gonna pretend like we're gonna go G, C, E, G, C, E, G, C, E, G, C, E, G, C forever. But we're gonna quit when we play that third G. So we're gonna go G, C, E, find your next G, G, C, E, find your next G, G, but don't go on to C, E, and E, just G. So G, C, E, G, C, E, G. and then fall back on that same E that you were playing a second ago. So that's right here. We're gonna play that G, and then instead of going on up, we're gonna go down to that E that we were just on a second ago, that E from right there. So what we have so far is, I can't believe that I made it. And if you make it that far, maybe you can't believe that you made it because it's really hard to do. So practice that up. I can't believe that I made it. Okay, now the good news is all the rest of the song is basically some version of that. We're going to tweak some notes and stuff, and we'll need to practice it. We won't get it down by the end of this lesson. But once you can do something like that, and I cheated because my hands are huge, but you can go one note at a time, one finger per note. It just takes a lot of practice. So those are the notes that you need to practice. Maybe that's all you work on for today is just that. But then the next line is going to be, it looks scary, I know, but don't worry about it. This is it right here, an A flat, and then a C, and then an E flat. So it's this middle black note right here, the one that we first started out to use the G, to find the G, we use this note right here. The name of it's A flat. So we're gonna play that one, and then C, that's the same note we played before, and then instead of playing an E, we're gonna play an E flat. By the way, that's what this flat symbol is right here. And if you're in Clapple Academy level 2 or higher, then you're probably running into flats and know what that means. But for this song, you just need that A flat and that E flat. And then we're gonna do the exact same pattern that we did before. Remember how we repeated it and then pretend like we were gonna repeat, but we did, and then we moved backwards? That exact same thing right here. A flat, C, E flat, and then A flat, C, E, same exact notes. So A flat, C, E flat gets repeated, but keep on going up and up and up and up and up. And then you're gonna pretend like you're gonna go up higher, but instead of going up, you're gonna go down, just like we did before. Same exact pattern. So A flat, C, E flat, and that'll take some practice to get that down. And then you play that A flat, C, E flat, and then you go up to the A flat and come back down. Okay, so we have, that'll take a lot of practice, but for right now, go ahead and just pause the video if you need to. Practice up whatever you need to practice. I'm going to try those first two lines, the ones with those ones, and then the ones with those ones. Ready? On your mark, get set, just get the first couple notes. Go. I can't believe that I made it. Next one, starting on the A flat. I am so glad that I made it. There's only one line left, and if you're not on the second line, that means that you are a normal human being. So just keep practicing whatever section you need to practice. I'm going to move on to the last line so that later on you can come back and rewatch this video and pick up with me here. This, as you can probably tell, doesn't follow the same pattern. So already, just by looking at the notes, since you're now a musician, you can already tell this next one isn't going to use the same pattern because it doesn't go up and then come back down. It goes up and then kind of stays up. Right? So that's not going to be the same thing as what we had before. It is going to use the same repeating thing that we did, but it's just not going to come back down. So let's find out these first three notes because we know those are going to get repeated. Those ones right there are B flat, D, and F. It's those three right there. So the note that's right below B is B flat. So that's a B. We'll start with B flat, then go to the D, and then the F. It's those ones right there. So B flat, D, F. And then, yes, pretend like or do repeat it, and then pretend like you're going to repeat it. So we're going to go B flat, D, F, B flat, D, F, and then up to this B flat right here, but instead of coming back down, we're just going to stay on that B flat. So go B flat, D, F, B flat, D, F, B flat, but stay on B flat for 3 more notes. The words are, I just avoided the traps and got and the very last note is off of your screen. It's a C. It's not this note, but it's this one. I'll go ahead and change the view here so you can see. There we go. That's our B flat that we were on. We're gonna go up to a C, which is right there. So from this view, without any letters on, it looks like this. Those 3 repeated, fake repeat, and come back. Second line is A flat, C, E flat, repeat, fake repeat, come back. Those 3 repeat, fake repeat, and then 3 more of those up to the C. That seems like that is a lot of notes to work on. I know. We'll go faster. Okay, so actually that can be our last time through for that. It's this line right here with these 3. and then the next line with those 3, and then the next line with those 3, and then end it on a C. And we'll have... and maybe some low C's if you want. Okay, well, that's all the stuff that we're going to practice on level 1. We'll do some more stuff on level 2, but for right now, let's take a break, sit back, relax, and join us in the Kids Learn Piano Live Theater.
So if you're also going to
Nice work. Very timely. Some Taylor Swift songs. All right, let's do some mailbag.
If you'd like to win an extra 750 points by being the mailbag winner, just fill out the survey at the end of the lesson or send us a message anytime during the week using the contact button at the top of the page.
This week it's from Dalton, who says, Dear Jamin, what's the difference between playing a major and minor key on the piano? All right, well, first let me show you what it's not. Here's what most people think incorrectly. Most people think that if you're playing on the white notes, that's the major key, and if you play on some black notes, that's a minor key. That's not really right at all. I can see why most people would think that, because if you go into like Klopple Academy level 2 or 3, you like play major stuff, and then we eventually play minor stuff, and usually the minor stuff includes lowering notes and landing on black notes. But that's just not really the way that it goes, because some major keys are all black notes, some minor keys are all black notes. Yeah, and white notes. Yep, they're all just mixed up. So that's not what it is. There's actually 2 questions hidden in that one. What is a minor chord and what's a major chord? And then the one that you actually asked, which is what is a major key and what is a minor key? So the major keys are the ones, you learn this in Klopple Academy level 2, I'm pretty sure. In level 1, you're already playing major keys. We just don't talk about what they are. But it's any note, you start on any note at all. We can start on a C, and we go whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. You can start that on any note, though. So it might include all white notes. It might include almost entirely black notes. So we might go like root, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. That's almost entirely black notes, but that's still a major key because it follows the pattern of major keys, which is root, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half step, which you learn whole steps and half steps in level 1 of Klopple Academy. So you could just jump into there and do the whole steps and half steps, and then you could learn the pattern for that. And then the minor keys have entirely different patterns. There you go, root, whole step, half step, half step, whole step, and then there's different kinds of minor keys. So that's really the difference. The difference is that some keys, major keys, use a pattern of root, whole step, half step, and that's the way that starts. And then the minor keys start with root, whole step, half step. And probably those first 2 notes are the most important ones. That's the same between the major keys and the major triads, the major chords. So the chords and the scales are actually, the keys are actually the same with the first couple notes there. That's major, that's a minor, because they follow 2 different patterns. And if you want a longer answer than that, then of course jump into Klopple Academy, because we do a lot of major and minor stuff, and there's all kinds of songs that are in major keys and minor keys. And this month's featured composers actually wrote a lot of songs in major and minor keys, and they both have birthdays this month too. Scott Joplin and Aaron Copland. And if you're a Music Lessons in a Box subscriber, I believe you already have those composers' cards, and you can check out some of the stuff that they've played and some of the amazing things that they've done. This month is their birthday, and this month is some of your birthdays too. Let's celebrate those now. Happy birthday to all of you. It is now time for our feature of the day. And today is one of my favorites. It's time for the joke of the day. All right, so the joke of the day today is, what do you call a group of berries making music together? A jam session. Alrighty, so if you have a better joke than that, then please send it along, and you can check out all the jokes that we have at learnpianolive.com/jokes. If you have an awesome one, we will add it to our list there. And now it's time for a little bit of secret information.
Secret information.
And this month, in our top secret information folder, if you're a Music Lessons in a Box subscriber, you already have this, but it says that this song uses something called arpeggios. Yeah, arpeggios. And arpeggios are where you have like some notes. So in this case, 3 notes. We have these 3 notes, and then we repeat them over and over and over. So sometimes, in a lot of songs, you're gonna have arpeggios that go through the whole entire piano. So you'd start way down here. That, and that's going to sound really super duper fancy, and it sounds really difficult too. That's one of my favorite things about arpeggios, is they sound like, whoa, that person's playing every note on the piano, but it's really just the same pattern repeated over and over like we had in this song. All right, the next thing in our top secret information folder is that this song also uses the classic flat 7 or flat 6 flat 7 1 ending theme, and so this is used throughout not only Super Mario Brothers but all kinds of other songs as well. But specifically in Super Mario Brothers, they use this thing in almost every theme, where it goes this one and this one and this one. You probably recognize it in this part of the song that goes these 3 notes are kind of the, probably, in my opinion, the 3 most important notes of this entire thing. A flat, B flat, C, and we call that flat 6, flat 7, and 1, because in the scale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's the 6 and the 7. We've flattened them in order to come up with those. So it's a little bit tricky, but that's flat 6, flat 7, and 1. And then the last thing is, this song uses a concept similar to drop 2s in both hands. So if you're playing like the super duper fancy version, you go down to the bonus information and you go to level 4, this bad boy right here. You'll start doing some things called drop 2s. And that's where you play a chord like this one right here, but instead of playing the full chord, you take out the second highest note, this one right here, and you drop it by a whole octave, and you play it with your other hand. So this thing right here, this is the same exact thing as this, because it's a C and an E and a G, but it's a C and an E and a G. We've taken the chord and dropped the second highest note, and that's called a drop 2, and it's really popular in jazz, but this one uses it here a whole lot when you go something like at the end. So we can go. And Mario actually uses a whole lot of drop 2s in the songs, in the themes, and we'll get to more of those themes later on. But for right now, our last piece of secret information is who won the raffle. Maybe it's you. Nice job. Let us know what prize it is you want. And we have one more prize winner to announce, and that is the art contest winner. Congratulations, way to go. Let's go to level 2.
Transitioning to level 2. This may be confusing to level 1 students, so please continue to practice the level 1 version or visit learnpianolive.com/level 2 for a detailed explanation on how to level up.
All right, so the notes are the exact same on level 2. The rhythms are the exact same on level 2. The only thing that changes, and now it looks way scarier because it's on the official lines and spaces of the treble clef, and that is this thing right here. And I think you get into the treble clef in Clopple Academy level 1. We are in 4/4 time, and also we have these weird 3s that start showing up all over the place. Those just mean triplets. So if you were trying to count this thing, you would probably run out of beats because you're just supposed to have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so you would go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and before the bar line. That doesn't make any sense at all. And the reason is we've got triplets in here, and so the triplets are going to make it so that we don't count these 3 right here take up the space of 1 beat. So that's 1 beat right there. We could count 1 E and then these 3 take up another, because we've got a 3 right down there. So this would be 2 E and then we have 3 and 4, and now our bar line is in the correct place. So 1 E, 2 E, 3 and 4, and 1 E, 2 E, 3, 4, and so that's the weirdness that's going on with that. If you try to count this out, if you're in Clopple Academy 2 or higher and you're trying to count this out, it's not going to work unless you count those triplets that way. Also, we have the chord symbols up top, but you don't have to play any of those. Those are just optional left-hand notes if you want to do the entire thing with the right hand and throw in other stuff down here. So like C's. Those would be optional, but you don't have to at all. In fact, let's just try this all together. Whatever version you're working on, I'm going to go ahead and do that level 2 thing. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. But if you're on level 1, you just play the version that's right for you. If you need to pause the video to practice it, then that's cool. But everyone play along. Get all the notes that you can. Don't worry about the notes that you miss. On your mark, get set, go. I can't believe that I made it. I am so glad that I made it. I just avoided the traps and got the flag. Yeah, cool. Oh, buddy, I felt like we were going fast. All right, well, that's all of level 2, fortunately, so we are ready to go on to level 3 right now.
Transitioning to level 3. This may be confusing to level 1 and 2 students. Please continue to practice your own level or visit learnpianolive.com/level 3 to understand how this level works.
So level 3 is just officially pretty much that same thing that I did, only I played 2 of them down here. And then level 3 is just gonna have a single C right here in the left hand. That's the bass clef. Those are gonna be the lower notes. The C is lined up with that I. And then we have A flat that's lined up with the next I. We have a B flat that's lined up with the next I, and then flag is gonna get a C right there. So all together, go ahead and try this. I'm playing, by the way, in the right hand, since I'm playing all the melody with the right hand only. I'm going thumb, pointer, middle, thumb, pointer, middle, pinky. And even if you can't reach all the notes, I'd recommend that fingering. It's probably gonna be, that's gonna be the kind of fingering that you're gonna use in the future for harder songs. So it'd be good to get used to that right now, but you don't have to. You can also use thumb, middle, pinky, and then pick up your hand and move it. That might be easier to do, but this one right here is gonna pay off later on. So thumb, pointer, middle. Everyone doing your own version. On your mark, get set, go. I can't believe that I made it. I am so glad that I made it. I just avoided the traps and got the flag. That's level 3. By the way, you do have a track for this one, but it's really super duper short. It sounds like this. 2, 3, 4. What? That's crazy fast. Maybe don't play along with the track until you've practiced it up a lot. Okay, so it'd go 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, yikes. I can't believe that I made it. I am so glad that I made it. And got the flag. Yeah. Okay, that's your track, and that's not even the full speed version. The full speed version would go something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't believe it. That's crazy. Okay, yeah, that was the last time through. I'm glad I don't have to do that again. We're not going to play with the track anymore today. Let's go to level 4, though.
Transitioning to level 4. This may be unsettling to lower levels. Please continue to practice your own level, or visit learnpianolive.com/level4 for an in-depth explanation on how to conquer this level.
All right, so usually this is the point in the lesson where I'm like, hey, don't worry about it. It's pretty much the same thing as before, only we just changed a little bit. This is the official, like this is what they play in the actual video game. It would take some practice to get this thing down. The top part is the exact same as level 1, 2, and 3. So level 4, the top part is still going to go all that stuff. Except we've got a lot of notes to go underneath it. So let me just play it through for you. If you're on level 4, you already know how to read this stuff, but sometimes it's nice to have someone to show you what the notes are too. So it would go, I can't believe that I made it. Meanwhile, the left hand is going to come in with, leave that I made it. So it's going to go, I can't believe that I made it. And this is the drop 2 thing that I was talking about before, where like the chord is that, but we dropped the second highest note. And then it's pretty much the same thing with this one. So that's the only bit of good news. It's gonna go, I am so, and then we start here with the C. Glad? Yes, glad that I made. That's our drop 2 thing. And then the next line is going to be I, and then just avoided the traps. Meanwhile, your left hand is coming up with these guys right there. So it's going to be I just avoided the traps. And then, and got the flag. Kind of crazy. It would probably require a lot of, like your right hand just got to move a lot because we got without a microphone in the face is going to be easier. A lot of practice there, and there's not a good fingering because you're moving so fast. That's one of the advantages of playing this on a computer instead of on a piano. But you can steal as much of that stuff as you want. And also, where we usually put the level 4B stuff, I have given you these other ones because the song is so short, and I wanted to give you some extra little like bonus songs in here. So if you pause the Super Mario game, what you'll hear is. That is E, C, E, C. So that's the pause sound. That's just a freebie right there. 4 notes. Sounds like that. If you want to do the coin sound, that is a B and then an E, but really high. Like that. And just really, really fast. Barely get the B in there at all. Just. Okay, cool. So that's the same. That's the sound for the coins. At the game over thing, the melody goes, and I know I'm not like doing a full lesson on these. I just want to show you them to you really, really quick in case the other stuff, like you wanted more than that. So, and one more time: C, G, E, A, B, A flat, B flat, A flat, G, and there's also other notes to go in there like. So you can steal all of those. Feel free to pause the video and play back any of the stuff that you want there. Also, in here, we'd have the drop 2 thing still going on. So if you wanted to play along, it would go. That's the end of the song. Also, I gave you 2 more in here. I'm going to go through these really quick because probably most people aren't going to care about this. But... That thing right there. Those are the notes that you would need. You can pause the video and go back and replay that as much as you want. Also, the left hand would go. So. Something like that. And then time's almost up is, like that. So it's these guys right here. Those ones, and then meanwhile your left hand is playing D, A, D, and then C, G, C. Anyway, I haven't practiced those ones. But anyway, those are some bonus songs from Mario. And now, yes, Kloppel, we will move on to level 5.
Transitioning to level 5. This may be terrifying to lower levels. Please continue to practice your own level or visit learnpianolive.com/level5 for training on how to survive this level.
So level 5 is where we take all of the letters like C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C, and we turn them all into numbers like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, so that we can play all of these numbers right here. 5, there we go. 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 3, flat 6, 1, flat 3, flat 6, 1, flat 3, flat 6, flat 3, flat 7, 2, 4, flat 7, 2, 4, flat 7, flat 7, flat 7, flat 7, 1. Yeah, meanwhile the left hand would play those chords of the 1, the flat 6, and the flat 7, and the 1. The reason we would usually do this is so that we could change keys. So if this was like in, I don't know, the key of F, where F is number 1, then we could play 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 3, and then keep on changing the... and play in a different key. However, this one is actually in the key of C, where C is 1. So if you've been working on level 1, 2, 3, or 4, you've been working on this in the right key. Congratulations, there's nothing to change at all. But some of you guys really prefer the level 5 stuff, so we would play those ones right there, starting on the 5 of the key of C. But I think that's the entire thing, and this song has already been kind of insane because it's really fast, but let's go ahead and see what the insanity level has for us.
Now transitioning to the insanity level. Please proceed with caution. If you feel queasy, please sit upright and breathe deeply. Your life is in your own hands at this point. Good luck, young prodigy.
All right, so whatever level you're currently working on, it doesn't matter because it's all going to go out the window anyway. The only goal is at the very, very end of this thing, we want to make sure that we land on a C. If possible, before you get to the C, play a B flat like that. But I don't have a whole lot of hope for me getting this at the right speed, but we're going to try it anyway. Play whatever notes that you want in the key of C, all white notes. I guess if you want to try the song, you can. But end on a C. On your mark, get set. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Somehow I made it. All right. Well, that is it. That is all of the notes. That is all the chords, the keys, the extra bonus stuff. I think we did the song. I think we did it. So until next time, go, explore, mess up, have fun, send me videos of whatever it is that you're currently working on, and fill out the survey at the end of the lesson. Ta-ta.
Hey, great, you're still here, so you must want more. Well, I've got 4 things for you: archives, practice tips, points, and jokes. First of all, if you didn't like this week's song, I'm sorry, and you can always go to learnpianolive.com/next song and vote for what our next song should be. And right now you can go to the kids' lesson archives and just pick a different song and work on that this week. Now you probably don't have the whole song down yet, so what you can do is, this helps a lot of people, just next time pretend that you're the in-studio student and that in level 3 and level 5 we're going to be checking in with you and you've got to play at least some of the songs. I find that my students that come in and they're the in-studio students, they actually learn the songs way faster than they learn their regular songs I give them in their regular lessons. So if you just pretend that you're the in-studio student and that someone's going to be watching you, then that might help a lot. Also, you have the practice log that you can send in for extra points, and that can help you practice. And there's the daily challenge where you get extra points for logging your practice time there as well. Just click on daily challenge and it will play a video that doesn't have any sound really. You just practice, and then every now and then you'll hear a sound like this.
The number 7.
And then once you collect all of the letters and numbers, then you just put them in and you submit that, and you get points for doing that, and you get better because in between all those letters and numbers, you're practicing your song from the week. Of course, once you know the song, then definitely record yourself on your mom's cell phone or on your tablet or on whatever, and use the video submission button, and so you can send us your video that way and get points for that as well. You might even become the featured video for the week. All right, so let's move on to points. Here's the different ways you can get points. You can get up to 50 points just for participating in the chat in the live lesson. You get 300 points on top of that if you are the person in the chat room that week who makes the most helpful comments during the chat. That daily music challenge thing that I told you about, every day when you click on that and you submit the secret code, 150 points just for doing that. Every song comes with a practice log, and if you fill that out and have your parents sign it and you send that in, that's worth 300 points right there. Each week on Facebook and in the email that we send you, we give you a new weekly activity. It's just a fun little maze or puzzle or something to do. It doesn't really have much to do with music, but it does have something to do with that week's song, and it has something to do with getting you 150 points. Then if you click on survey at the end of the lesson and you fill that out and give us some feedback about the song, then we've given out up to 500 points before for great comments and feedback in the survey. Of course, submit your videos of you playing. Almost every video that gets submitted earns at least 200 points, even if it's not perfect. I guess work on it a little bit, but I'm just saying it doesn't have to be perfect. Here's another one. Every single month at learnpianolive.com/contest, we have a contest and usually give out at least 400 points, and oftentimes there are other gift cards and other prizes included in that contest. Okay, now we're getting into some big numbers. If you ever go to a concert that is classical music or it's classic jazz, which means like swing and bebop and stuff like that, you can ask your parents if it's a classic jazz concert. Then you get 500 points just by having your parents let us know what concert you attended. Now I keep asking you to send us your videos, and almost always you get points right up front for submitting those videos. Don't forget to put the legal disclaimer on your video. You have to say at the beginning, this is for use at kidslearnpianolive.com. But here's an additional way to pick up 750 points. If later on, a month down the road, a year down the road, 5 years down the road, if one of the videos that you submit to us ever gets 1,000 views, send us the link to your video. We will give you 750 points. Okay, but is there anything that I could do that's worth thousands of points? Yes, there is. If you're in Clopple Academy, every time you go from level 1 to level 2, or level 2 to level 3, every single time you level up, you get 3,000 points. And that's not even the biggest one. You get 5,000 points every single time someone signs up for kidslearnpianolive.com and they say that you are the one who sent it here. Okay, last thing before I say goodbye, for real. I told you that I would tell you my favorite joke, and here it is. A butcher backs up into his meat grinder and gets a little behind in his work. Gets a little behind in his work because he's a butcher. It's funny. Trust me. It's awesome. If you didn't think it was funny, that's fine. But go to learnpianolive.com/jokes and you can see some of our students' favorite jokes and you can submit your own. I think that's finally it. I will see you in another live lesson. Love ya. Good luck. Have fun.